So welcome everybody. As you're jumping on with us today, East Coast to West Coast, we are so thankful to have you. My name is Shelley Bowe. I'm a certified nutraceutical consultant, a certified product specialist, rapid transformation therapist, and I am in love with pursuing passionately the world of holistic health and wellness. So we're really happy to be here with you today for this incredible event. Many of you probably have seen our smiling faces before, yet there's probably a lot of you that have never heard of isotonics, NutriMetrics, even nutraceuticals working therapeutically with supplementation and nutrition. That's okay. You don't need to. Here's what you need to do. Write down the name of the person who invited you to be here with us today. That's your go-to person. That's the person you want to reach out to and say, hey, I was on that event, didn't even know you had this nutraceutical, NutriMetrics, isotonic thing going on, would like to see a little bit more behind the scenes. Or if you're at the end when we walk through some different options, who simply says, I just need to have a starting point. The starting point today is to throw in the chat to the person who invited you or to everyone your email, and they'll connect with you. They will send you an exclusive link with information that will help you with next steps. Today is not about selling you. Today is about supporting you in getting back the energy, the vitality, and the life that you dream of and that you hope for. So we have a ton of panelists behind the scene today, and I'm excited to get this event kicked off. As these panelists are still on set with us, please know that if you hear say something and you're like, wait a minute, what did they just say? I need to connect with them. They are ready, willing, and waiting. So please throw it in the chat with them. Be interactive in the chat. Have some fun. Throw some questions out there within the chat, because that's what keeps this event exciting. So welcome to everybody live on Facebook. Welcome to all my panelists, and welcome to you who are on Zoom. All right, guys. So we're going to kick this off today with my very, very good friend. Many of you know her as a health, life, and money coach. I know her because of her amazing story and what she's now doing to impact others' lives. Please help me welcome to kick off this event today, my good friend, Kim Raynor.
Oh, thanks, Shelley. And the feeling is absolutely mutual. So as Shelley said, I am a huge advocate for keeping your body healthy. In 2007, I was diagnosed with stage 3C ovarian cancer, and I was like really healthy up until the moment I was diagnosed, riding my bike 50 to 100 miles a week, my main form of transportation. And that really made the wheels fall off my bus. By the time I met Shelley, I was 12 years out, post chemo, post cancer, post everything. And I just want to tell you that, we don't treat diseases, we don't cure diseases, we don't do any of that kind of stuff, but truly support our bodies with healthy supplementation. So by the time I met Shelley, I was 12 years post cancer, and I was homebound because I was bouncing back and forth between bowel incontinence and constipation. And I couldn't leave my house. And at 48 years old, right at that time, you're not leaving your house if that's what's going on in your body and in your life. So I met her and she said, you know what? I'm going to introduce you to something that I call the gut health kit. You go ahead and try this and let's see if this doesn't help you. So I'm here to talk about 3 different products. The first one is Probiotics 10. I was already taking a probiotic. I was already doing everything I thought that I should be doing to be healthy. This particular product, it was really different than anything else I had ever taken because it didn't need to be refrigerated. It's because the bacteria is delivered in a dormant state to the part of the digestive tract that it needs, where it needs to be distributed to in order to make it work. So this is the Probiotics 10. That was the first product that I started taking on a regular basis and was introduced to. At the same time, she also recommended that I start taking something called a digestive enzyme. And it's like, okay, well, what is a digestive enzyme and why do I need that? And enzymes are, they break things down, right? They break the food down and emulsify it to get it into the nutrient-sized bits that my body needed to be able to absorb for healthy stuff. So she recommended I take these digestive enzymes. And there's 2 different ways that it comes. One is in a big bottle like this, where you mix, a capful into 2 ounces of water and you drink that down, or it comes in these little travel packets so I can take it if I'm going out to eat. That literally made the food digestible so my body could start using the nutrients that it needed to be able to get the food into my body, into my cells. The last product that she talked about was something that was called Ultimate Aloe. Strawberry kiwi, my version, is absolutely the best flavor of this product. I love it. I would not be without it. And that product I started using because I would get boluses of acid that would be shot up from my stomach, and it felt like drinking what I would imagine drinking battery acid would be like. And it was on fire and it would not go away. And this calmed my esophagus. So I am now 17 years post-cancer. And 2 weeks ago, I was released from my oncology team to not have to be followed anymore, which is a big deal because ovarian cancer is usually chronic. And I was released from my digestive team to say, you don't have to come back here anymore because any evidence of disease that we saw before is now gone. So I am a huge advocate. It is so much easier to stay healthy than it is to get healthy. So thanks, Shelley, for letting me share my story.
Your story, Kim, I mean, you've already impacted so many people. I hope everybody listening today, imagine those people that you know that are walking through what Kim has walked through and overcome. I mean, what a difference it could make. Thank you so much, Kim. The next person I want to introduce from out on the East Coast is also a very good friend of mine. And how many people struggle with allergies and you can't find anything natural to actually support it? We are inviting Renee Smith today to talk a little bit about her experience with that and what she was able to do to overcome some of those symptoms. Renee?
Thank you, Shelley. So a few years ago, when I was introduced to this company, someone handed me this book and said, you need to read this. The reason why is because this is the #1 product of this company. So I thought, okay, I'll check it out. It's called Live Better Longer: The Science Behind the Amazing Health Benefits of OPC, or Oligomeric Proanthocyanidins. And I thought, okay, I'll read it. So I did. That same day, I read the entire book and I'm like, oh my gosh, I know this person. Oh my gosh, I know that person. But the one thing I found in there is it said it would help with allergies. I struggled for years. I live in an agriculture community. Every spring, every fall, I would end up with a sinus infection. And then I'd go to the doctor and I'd get that horrible prednisone pack that I never wanted to take. I decided, you know what, I'm going to try it. So I ordered my bottle and I started. 30 days later, and when I started, I did not use any of my over-the-counter products anymore. So after 30 days, I was amazed at the fact that my sinuses were fine. And I've had no trouble for the last, I would say, 8 years, because I have been on this product and never had a sinus infection and no more prednisone packs. So that was #1.
Yes.
But what really helped me was a few years ago. I was visiting a friend who lives in the apartment upstairs, and I've always loved animals. I have grown up with dogs, had cats when I was younger. I went to visit her one day and I was in talking with her, and her cat came up to me and was kind of purring up and beside me. And I'd only been there about 15 minutes. And all of a sudden, my eyes started getting sticky. They started burning. They started getting wet. My nose was running. My throat was clogging up. And she looked at me and Jen said, Renee, what's going on? Your eyes are bloodshot. And I'm like, I have no idea. I said, it might be your cat. I said, is this all you have? She said, no, I have 2 more. They're crawling around, but you never see them. So there were 3 cats in her apartment that I had no idea about. So I literally rushed right downstairs, came back to my place, poured 3 capfuls of this into a cup of 6 ounces of water and downed it. Now, the only reason why I knew that is because I have a dear friend, Andy Webb, who is deathly ill of cats, and he had shared with me before how much it would help him. I'm not kidding you, within 15 minutes, I'm sitting in my chair and I'm like, oh my gosh, the stickiness is gone. My nose isn't running. My throat feels fine. I went and looked in the mirror and my eyes were clear again.
Oh, that's so cool. Renee, that is fantastic. I love how Kim says 1 cat per cat.
1 cat per cat. That's right. That's
Renee,
right.
that's so good. So those of you who know people that want to have animals and pets, right? I mean, imagine, not to mention, I know what that's like to suffer through those sinus infections that my husband's side of the family can have miserable symptoms of that. Thank you, Renee. Next, all the way from the Florida area, I have invited my very good friend, Paula Hockman, to share a little bit about a product we don't talk about a whole lot. Paula.
Hi, Shelley, and all the panelists, and thanks for inviting me. Yeah, my product isn't that glamorous, but boy, has it changed my life. I've been a personal trainer 41 years. So yeah, since I was 2. Not really. Anyway, so I obviously am a baby boomer. And I tried to do the right things for my body from a very early age and thought I was doing the best. And my doctor started saying, since I'm predisposed to osteoporosis, excuse me, strong family history, a small body frame, and I've never had children. So 3 of the big benchmarks that I needed to take 1,500 milligrams of calcium a day. That's about the size of my hands right here. So it gets stuck in your throat. You think you're going to choke to death and you quit taking it. And I did that every year when I told her, yes, I'll listen and I'll buy it and take it and then throw it away a few months later. So when I started working with isotonics, we had a calcium. I thought I might as well drink it. It looks simple. Everything else is great. This was over 25 years ago. I started drinking the calcium, 1 cap in the morning, 1 cap in the evening, because you can only absorb 375 milligrams at a time. My doctor's telling me 1,500 milligrams because probably I might get about 200 out of that pill.
Yeah.
So I was doing exactly what I was saying. I have not lost even a 1/4 inch of height. I have not had any bones break. I've had 2 bad falls in the past 20 years, not even a broken bone. And I'm still way taller than my aunts who do have osteoporosis.
Paula, that is such a fun story. And you're right. It may not sound real glamorous, but it is something that people see as normal. Most people know to supplement. They're just not getting a calcium that's actually being absorbed. So that's so fantastic. Thank you. The next person I'm going to introduce is all the way from Louisiana.
Yeah.
And I met her through Alignable, and we ended up talking about health and nutrition thanks to the amazing Susan Mercer, who happened to pop in to get to be introduced. So Sherry, I am not going to steal your thunder. Please help me welcome Sherry Minkler.
Oh, thank you, Shelley. Yeah, I'm excited to talk about this. Drudging knee deep and some days even chin deep, feeling like it through heavy mud all day long. That's how I felt fighting my way through the days to get things done. It's not what I was used to. I was used to running full steam ahead. But as a result of chronic lung disease, I was forced to fight fatigue all day long. I would wake up each morning worn out before the day had even begun. One day, I was fortunate enough to meet Shelley Bow and Susan Mercer on Alignable. Susan's success story sparked my interest and encouraged me that nutraceuticals were worth a try, worth looking into, because the doctors didn't seem to have a solution. Shelley consulted with Dr. Deidre Mason, who's Vice President of Product Development at Mark America Worldwide, shop.com, and Director of Clinical Education and Research for Nutrimetrics Custom Health Solutions. She recommended specific products to address the fatigue and provide immune support for my lungs. The products included Bromelain Plus, and if I had a bottle, I'd be holding it up. But it looks like all those other isotonics bottles. It's in the powder form. Premium Immune Plus, which is a capsule. Vitamin B complex, another powdered form that gets the vitamin B into your system quickly, rapidly, so that your body is getting those vitamins you need to energize yourself. Vitamin D3 and another immune support product called Vivaquin. Even though my body is still continuing to fight the lung disease and probably will the rest of my life, at least I have the energy to get things done without fighting the fatigue all day. I wake up in the morning feeling like, wow, let's get this day going. And I'm able to sustain a good day's work without just crashing and burning.
That is so tremendous, Sherry. And I think about how many people we're hearing this same sort of story, aren't we? You know, just the fatigue and the upper respiratory. And again, we're not here to treat, cure, prevent any disease. At the same time, we do know that we can support the experiences that you're having. We can support the symptoms of what you're feeling. And Sherry is a walking testimony of that. And she was so kind the other day when I said, Sherry, how do you feel you're progressing? She said, I'm holding my own. I'm doing well, Shelly. And she said, remember, it took me a while to get this sick. Like it's going to take a while, right?
Yeah.
So, but I'm just so grateful, Sherry, that we met. I mean, that was definitely at the hand of God, and just happened to have Susan pop on and didn't even
Yeah.
know she was going to share her testimony. So you guys that are now anxiously awaiting Susan's testimony, don't you worry. She's going to be sharing in a minute. But I first want to bring on a good friend from the Phoenix, Arizona area. We actually went to school together and reunited just a couple of years back. Please help me welcome to share her story today, Audra Boyd.
Good morning. Thanks, Shelly. I know. Seems like just yesterday we went to school together. So I'm also going to share about our OPC3 product. So you heard Renee share about it, the difference that it made for her allergies. My story is a little bit different. So a number of years ago, I was quite sick. And my doctors told me that if I wanted to heal, I was going to have to stop working. I was that sick. So I was on a medical leave, not working. And my medical team put me on this product, OPC3. Here's what that was like. So I was very low in energy, kind of like Sherry was talking about. I had about enough energy to get up in the morning and shower. And then that was it. That was all the energy I had. I had to go back and lay down and return to bed, right? Take a nap. When my doctors put me on this product, it was about 3 weeks. And I started to see a difference. Now, here's the difference that I saw. I didn't have to lay back down and take that nap anymore. I was able to go right from taking a shower, getting ready, and being able to go to my doctor's appointments, my physical therapist, my chiropractor, to do the things that my body needed to heal. And one of the things that this product does is it will move oxygen to all the places in your body that needs it. So it really supports with healthy nitric oxide levels. The other thing that's great about this and all the other products we've been talking about is it's isotonic. What does that mean? Well, it comes in powder form. You just take off the little cap, you mix a little cap full with 2 ounces of water, or in my case, you do 3 of them, kind of like Renee. And here's what's great about that. It makes an isotonic solution. Isotonic is, it means the same pressure as, or same as. So it's the same as your blood, your plasma, your tears. Now, what's great about that, when you take these products on an empty stomach, it shoots right into your small intestine. So the supplements, the nutrients get into the bloodstream quickly, and it's absorbed. You get a 95 to 98% bioavailability, which is far superior to most other products out there on the market. In fact, 10% is what is often quoted as a good absorption from one of those pills that has fillers and things in it. But this has a 95 to 98% bioavailability. Now, what's really strong and powerful about that is my body didn't have to work hard to get to the nutrients that it needed. It was able to just take that, squirt into the small intestine and take it right into the body and get it where it needed. So that was really key in my healing process.
So good. And thank you, Audra, for also pointing out the importance of bioavailability. That is everything. And I want to just say to the audience, as you're listening in today, one thing that I'm noticing about the whole group here, they're smiling. They feel good, right? I mean, there's something to be said about gaining back that vitality, that energy. It puts a smile on your face, and that is why we're here. The next person is someone who put a smile on my face the very first time I met her. She is a nurse educator from the Iowa area. So she's sort of out there in the middle of a cornfield somewhere. We haven't seen her for quite a while, but she is quite a supporter of people who are looking to improve their health. Please help me welcome Dee McNamara.
Thank you so much, Shelly, and welcome everybody. I want to share about a year ago, or a little over a year ago, I made the decision to feel better with my health and mostly my BMI, which is your weight. At this age and stage, I have a lot more belly than booty, or at least then. So I wanted to change that. I wanted to be healthier. And I started the Transition Lifestyle System, which is a whole system focused on your individual needs and your individual goals. And it's based on low glycemic index foods. So your blood sugar stays steady and doesn't bounce around. You don't have the hangries. It's also very education based, which is important to me as much as science based. So the whole supplements and all of the whole program are science based. And after 12 weeks, 15 pounds vamoose. I have more energy. I have more mobility in my joints. And also from my neck to my knees, 9 inches gone.
Wow.
And I'm just excited to be here.
Yay! Awesome. Awesome. And Dee has been so excited about this particular division she's been able to do that. If you're interested in maybe melting away some of those extra pounds, that really the extra fluffy stuff, I like to call it. Although I'll say, Dee, your quote, more belly than booty. Oh, so good. So good. And next I'd like to introduce the man who everyone just anxiously awaits every time we're on Zoom to hear his voice, the God of the universe. I'm just kidding. That's his dog. To talk first about the results that he's actually seen with his pet. How many of you love your pets more than you even love yourself or your spouse? This guy, he loves them all. He loves them all, but he's going to share about his pet today. Ernest Pickett.
Thank you very much, Shelley. I appreciate that. Today, I want to talk about something that was really presented to me, and it's for our dog named Thanos. We rescued Thanos about a year and a couple months ago, and you know, he's a loving but very protective kind of dog, and he just had his annual checkup, and so the doctor told us, hey, you know, you got a couple challenges with him, and he's only a year and a couple months old, and so they just diagnosed him with dysplasia in both of his rear hips. They also indicated that he had arthritis in his joints. And so again, you've heard the name Susan Mercer, good friend of mine, and also Shelley, you've talked about your dogs. Identified a product called the Pet Health Multivitamin. I'm not sure if you can actually see it, but anyway, and also the Pet Health OPC formula for your dog, for your pets. And we've given it to Thanos. And originally, when I walked him around the corner, by the time we got back home, he'd be limping. But since I've started giving it to him, you know, he has actually been extremely excited about looking forward to his walks. He's actually been very active with my daughter's dogs, and they're all big puppies, and they love to go out and run and play and poke each other around. And so we have a great time with just getting out. And this morning we did a 2-mile walk, and he is excited about, you know, just coming back and getting out again later in the afternoon. So this has really been a blessing to us and a benefit. So I appreciate it.
So good, Ernest. And, you know, I'm very sincere when I say there are a lot of people who take better care of their pets than they do themselves. And
Yes.
I mean, we love our pets, and same with us. I mean, we've got a Chow Chow. He's 14 years old. He should have all those issues. And our kids keep saying he's like the miracle dog. Well, the only miracle is we've given him his OPC Pet Health since we got him at 8 weeks old. So really incredible, Ernest. So happy, really, really happy though to see Thanos. And he's probably a lot happier dog now too. Maybe he was just grumpy before because he didn't feel good, right? So, all right.
Yeah, I agree.
Speaking of happy people, this couple from the Phoenix, Arizona area, Kim and Nancy Elliott, man, we became very good friends. It was love at first sight. It truly was. And we've been friends for many, many years, and they've had tremendous results with many different supplements. But Kim, I think the most notable is the one where you got the support with joint health. Would you please share that with everybody today?
Sure, I'm happy to do that. I hated to be in the position of following James Earl Jones there, but I think there was another comedian that said you don't want to follow an animal act either. So I've got James Earl Jones talking about animals, and then I have to follow that. But that's okay. We're good for it. Ernest, thank you. Yeah, I'm really happy to be able to talk about joint support today, because a few years ago, actually quite a few years ago, I had begun to struggle with discomfort in my lower back. It would affect my ability to sit for periods of time or ride in a car for a period of time or airplane. I was traveling a lot by plane at that time. And of course, on a plane, you don't have a lot of options of what you can do. And when I do normal activities like a bike ride or yard work, I would feel like I had to lay up the next day because of discomfort in my lower back. And I had been introduced to some of the isotonic products already. And when I discovered that there was an isotonic joint support formula, I was really excited because, as you guys have already heard about the isotonics formulation and the solvability of those products, I was pretty much sold on that. And I thought, wow, if I can find that type of delivery system in a product that can help my joints and back pain, I'm all in. So I added this product. And one thing that hasn't been mentioned yet, if you're taking multiple isotonic products, they blend beautifully because each one kind of has a little bit of a fruity flavor. So as you add more to your regimen, you just get this really delicious fruit punch cocktail, we like to call it, as you blend those together. And so I had looked at the product and I was really excited when I read the ingredients because it has pycnogenol in it. You've heard about pycnogenol already in the discussions earlier. It has glucosamine in it, and many of us are aware of glucosamine through tablets or other formulations that is recommended for sometimes like joint pain as well. And it has hyaluronic acid in it, which some of you may know is sometimes prescribed as an injectable into joints. Well, we have built it into this product in an absorbable sodium formulation as well. So I was really excited about the ingredients. I started adding the product to my regimen. And within just a month or so, I really noticed that I was not having the overnight discomfort in my lower back. My biking and hiking and working outside activities had improved my recovery from those. And so I've continued to take the product now for more than 5 years. And at 68 years old, I'm as active as I've ever been with hiking, biking, and yoga. And I'm fully sold on the product.
Well, I'll tell you what, Kim, thank you so much. And I know your wife is a lot happier too, because, seriously, there's something to be said, guys. When you're in a relationship and one of you wants to be able to hike and bike and do things and have fun, and the other you just can't, that takes a lot away. So you two are so extremely active and you've been able to keep up that really great lifestyle. So really happy to hear. And I also, I swear by that product for my one knee. Apparently it's older than the other. All right. Very good. Thank you so much, Kim Elliott from Phoenix, Arizona. And we did type the name of that product in there. Thank you, everybody who's supporting the chat. The next person I want to introduce, you've heard people refer to her a couple of times today. And she has a story unlike, really seriously, any story I think we've ever had within the realm of the people that we serve. So I would love if we could take a moment just to hear what the Daily Essentials has done to support Susan Mercer from the Ventura, California area. Susan Mercer.
Thank you. Thank you. So the first thing you want to know about me is I'm a science girl. It is about the facts, show me, don't tell me, show me kind of a thing. I was introduced to the business. I loved it. And they said, try some products. Okay. They sent me 3 days of these packets. I don't have any in front of me. And I thought it was a multivitamin, but they were very specific about the instructions. You have to take it on an empty stomach, 1 pack, 8 ounces of water, not 7, not 9. Again, I'm a science girl. It'll fizz, stir it up, drink it, and then off you go. I said, okay, I can do that. So day 1, first thing, I get to the counter, up, packet, 8 ounces, fizz, 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 stir, 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 drink, and I go about the business of making my burger. Well, about 5, maybe 10 minutes later, I'm not a plant, I promise. I am back at the kitchen. And I don't know if you can see this, but I've got one hand on this hip and one on the other, and I'm like this. I was like energized. It was crazy. And, in the morning, you're like, oh, yeah, I need to do that today. Yeah. Oh, no, I was ninja. It was like, I was on fire. I had no idea what it was from. And I was like that all day and slept like a baby that night. I said, really didn't put it together. Day 2, counter, cup, packet, 8 ounce, fizz, fizz, stir, stir, drink, go. again, Wonder Woman. You know? Day two. By the end of day two, I am a science girl. I'm like, I have to look into this because it's probably drugs, you know. It's not. Just let's get that straight on this one. But when I found out it is a multivitamin, but there are 4 ingredients in this, and I was taking a Costco name brand women's gummy before this, no clue if it was working. There's a multivitamin. There's the full B complex, which you've also heard, the calcium, which you've also heard, and then the 4th, my favorite, is the OPC3, which again you've also heard. It's in one, so you're getting. I'd like to call it a super cocktail, but it just takes the best of everything your body needs and puts it in one place. Again, with that absorption and delivery that's unmatched. So day 3, same thing, Wonder Woman. I started going around to everyone I know. Couldn't tell them because I was like, Wonder Woman, really? You just try this and tell me what happens. And I will, let's be honest, everyone does not have the same reaction I do. That's why they all are making a little fun of me, which is fine. I'll be the Wonder Woman. But I do know everyone absolutely got value for their body. Fast forward, and that was 1.5 years ago. Fast forward, just as a little side note here, 1.5 years later, I was at the eye doctor's this week earlier, getting my eyes checked. And you know, you read line 1, 2, 3, and they get smaller and smaller. And he said, could you read that last line again? I said, sure. I had to work at it, but I could do it. He looked at me and goes, what have you been doing? Your eyes just about 20/20. You are 2 lines better than last year.
Wow.
And we, I know, I'm like, off glasses. and we decided it was the vitamins. It was a supplement. My body was what it needed. So obviously I highly recommend them. And if anyone tries them and is a Wonder Woman, let me know.
Yes. Yes. I really, truly, Susan, every time you tell that story, it's just so much fun to listen to. And I picture a dry plant and like, you know, you see that and you pour water into that plant. That is what I picture every single time you share that story, because that's what it feels like. You quenched the thirst of your body. And now it's continued to do its work in your body. And now you're starting to see other things also. So really fantastic, powerful testimony. Thank you so much for that. The next person that I get to introduce, again, when you know everybody who's on here and you know them quite intimately, and you just know the stories and what they've walked through. This man is truly an inspiration to all of us. What he's been able to walk through and bike out in 150 miles a week. But his testimony, this one, I promise you, is probably going to be one of the most impactful, because I think so many people struggle with this and they just don't get results with the over-the-counter things. And maybe today, for the first time, they'll realize right supplement, wrong delivery. Please help me welcome from my home community, Mike Malzahn.
Wow. I hope my testimony lives up to the buildup, Shelley. Thank you very much. That's very humbling for me. But I'm blessed with what's happened in my life the last couple of years. As Shelley said, my name is Mike Malzahn. Excuse me. I'm 66 years young, and I call myself fairly active. A lot of people call me overly active. As Shelley said, I am an avid road bicyclist. Last year in 2023, I biked just over 1,000 miles.
Whoa.
Not a real great accomplishment, probably. However, the caveat is I was going through 6 months of treatment for lymphoma. But that's not why I'm here. What I'm here for is the Isotonics magnesium. Look at that. There it is. So 15 months ago, prior to knowing that I had cancer, I had developed severe muscle cramps. I had sleeping issues. Comment just come up here. No, I do not walk in the night. You can't walk in the night when you've got a muscle cramp that jolts you out of bed. I would bolt up in the middle of a Bible study with a muscle cramp and try to walk it out. I would be sitting in the lazy boy watching TV, getting a muscle cramp that was so excruciating, I'd be walking around the family room. I did some research. The leading cause of muscle cramps is lack of magnesium in your diet, supplemental vitamins, or mineral regimen. I was referred by a friend of mine to the Isotonics Magnesium supplement by Market America. And within 3 to 5 days, the muscle cramps had disappeared and are no longer a part of my life. That in itself is a blessing. Of course, there's no guarantee that you're going to get these results. As the old adage used to be, your mileage may vary. Yeah, I heartily recommend this. Several other products that I've been on, but you know, what have you got to lose besides some muscle cramps?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Mike. And
You're
I'm going
welcome.
to piggyback off of that, Mike, because now that the audience has learned a little bit about OPC and what that's done to support various things, they've now learned about magnesium. They understand the delivery of the isotonics. I want to announce to everybody who is not yet aware, we just released something called the Core 3 Health Package. We have never done anything like this before, where 3 very powerful synergistic supplements have been bound together. 1, because they support one another. 2, because Dr. Deidre Mason says so. And 3, because they're really working to simplify wellness for the body. So I want to bring up the product NAD. Ask the person who invited you about NAD and Core 3. If you would type that in the chat, NAD and Core 3. We are offering a special price on that bundle because we know that because NAD goes deep down to the cellular level to help regenerate and refurbish that cell from a mitochondrial level, we now have the closest thing, quote unquote, from Harvard Medical School to the fountain of youth. So Mike and Renee and Audrey and all of us who were already using OPC3 and magnesium, we've now chosen to add in the NAD so that we can get back our vitality. So with that, I would like to bring back Ernest Pikett to share one more testimony. And this testimony has actually not only impacted Ernest's life, but the life of many people in his family. Please help me welcome back Ernest Pikett.
Thank you, Shelley. I want to talk about this time the advanced fiber powder. And you may not see the bottle, but it's the advanced fiber powder. I tell you, over a year and a half ago, the doctor on the annual checkup said, hey, you got to get more fiber in your body. I'm not sure, why, but you need more fiber. So I went, like most people, went to the store and found that orange bottle that tastes like orange. And I have been taking it. I talked to my brother. He taking that same orange powder, and he's like, yep, it moves well, and it's doing pretty good. Again, a good friend of mine named Susan Mercer said, Ernest, you need to try this fiber powder that we have. And it also comes with a 7-day cleanse. And so I actually did the cleanse. And then my wife and I both got on the fiber powder. It's once a day. I tell people it tastes like old sugar water. For those of us who grew up in the 70s and 60s, every now and then, Mom used to give you a little bit of sugar water. And so it's really, really comfortable and tasting, and not like fiber or anything like that. And so started taking it after about 3 or 4 days. I was like, smooth move, and very, very complete move. Felt a whole lot lighter in the body. And again, I'm a big guy. It's not like I eat a whole lot of meat and everything. I love fish. I love salads. I love a mixed combination of foods, turkey and so on. But this was doing such a great job of cleansing me and helping my entire body. I no longer felt heavy in the hips, no longer having pains in the back, nor pains in the thighs, anything like that. And even when I may have had a steak every 2 or 3 weeks, it still moved everything through the body, encouraged me. Now, I've been
Mhm.
sharing this with just about anybody I tell that you really need to check out the fiber. And if you have these challenges, have these problems, I'd encourage you to try the fiber. My brother's now changing from that orange solution that he got at his local grocery store to the new fiber. Thank you.
So good, so good. And who doesn't want to have a nice, smooth move, right? So, very good. So as we bring this event to a close, I want to make a couple of announcements. One, if you haven't done so already, reach out to the person who invited you. Make sure they have your correct email. They will send you an exclusive link where you can learn more. They will also send you exclusive discount codes, and they will also be able to offer you the exclusive discount price right now on the Core 3 package that we're offering. So that would be step one. The second thing that I would say is if you loved this event and you wish more people had been here with you, well, wish no more because we're coming back. February 6th, next Tuesday evening, 8 p.m. Central. We'll be back here. Same faces, same places. Who knows what these guys will share that night. But that'll be an awesome opportunity. Now, options. We have to have options, right? So first option might be, man, I really heard some good stuff. I don't know if this is something for me, but I'm certainly interested in a couple things and I wouldn't mind trying those. Ask the person who invited you, could you send me a couple of samples of things? Or may I use that discount code toward my first order? I want to hand select some things. Great option. Option two, I definitely know what I want, but I wouldn't mind having a consultation with you so that we can walk through maybe a nutritional analysis, maybe really put together a health regimen for me, maybe look at how I could get that on auto ship for a discount. Excellent. Ask your person, could I have a private consultation? And finally, third, and where most of us came in is, you want to look sort of behind the curtain. All right, I'm hearing the stories. It seems like a really good culture. It seems like a really good family here. I love what I'm hearing. I love the science, the synergy. I really want to understand a little bit more about how you guys got yourselves in a position because we come from all walks of life, all different backgrounds, very diverse skill sets. Most people are still working professional careers, running traditional businesses. This is something they do on the side for fun to support other people in their health. If that's something that would interest you, ask to be invited to a conversation. We won't make any promises. It's not for everybody, but maybe it is for you. So as we close the day out, I want to say thank you to everybody for supporting the chat conversation, for sharing it out on Facebook, for being here with us and spending 45 minutes with us on a Saturday morning, afternoon for some of us. It has been our pleasure to serve. We'll be back again Tuesday night, February 6th, 8 p.m. Central. Thanks, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye,
Have a
thank
good
you.
day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye,
you.
everyone.